New York City, the greatest city in America. I've lived in the same 758 square feet most of my life. And if there's anything I've learned, it's how to make the most out of a small space in a big world. If you hate to cook or hate to cook for yourself, a small kitchen can be a real drag on your motivation. And in a place where you could have anything delivered in less than an hour for a price, it's hard to remember that you are better off making it yourself. I'm Blake, and this is Blake's New York Kitchen. Today I want to talk about Kielbasa Stew. It's the simplest of recipes and has the basic techniques for all kinds of delicious soups that can get you through the week and save you a lot of cash. The ingredients are 2 tablespoons of cooking oil, 2 kielbasa or smoked beef sausages cut to bite size, 1 5-pound bag of potatoes, white or red, a bag of fresh green beans, 10 to 16 ounces, 1 onion diced fine, 3 cloves of garlic, 3 containers of beef broth or stock, 1 cup of cheap white wine, some herbs, dill, rosemary, or both, salt and pepper to taste. I'm going to start with a base of onions and garlic. I'm cooking them in, sauteing them in the pan until they get soft. When I was a kid, my mother used to make this, and she would puree it into baby food, mostly because we couldn't afford jar food. Here go my onions. And my garlic. We're going to hit them with some salt and pepper. I got them under medium heat, just to give them a little bit of extra. You don't really need to let it caramelize, but if it does caramelize, that's okay. Also, because these items are going to get blended up, it's okay to just have them be large chunks. They don't have to be super fine. You don't have to cut anything really in this dish super fine at all. Now, at this point, I'm going to add the dill. Now, it may seem a little strange to add dill at this stage in the game because you really don't want to burn anything. You don't want anything to get overcooked. But since all this is going to get blended up, it should work out okay. And then the last thing I'm going to add before I start adding liquids is 1/2 of the potatoes that I have. But the idea is you're going to use the potatoes as they get soft to thicken up the soup. Give that an active stir. It doesn't look like much, but it sure smells good. And now I'm going to start adding liquids. All right. First liquid I'm going to add is about a cup of cheap white wine. Now I like a cheap white wine. I usually keep a bottle of cheap white and a bottle of cheap red right in my kitchen at all times because I use it all the time with my cooking. And when I'm making a soup like this, it makes for a somewhat more complex base. Now remember, that was onions, garlic, 1/2 of your potatoes, and some fresh dill. A cup of white wine. Okay? You're basically just bringing it to a nice sort of boil. This is where we add the beef stock. All right. We want to bring that up to a boil. Watching a pot, waiting for it to boil. I've been boiling the potatoes now for about 15-20 minutes to get them soft. Once the potatoes are soft, now this is half of the total potatoes, I'm going to blend it. All right, I'm using an immersion blender. You can use a regular blender if you like, but if you do that, you got to do it in batches, and it takes a little while longer, and it's also a little bit harder to clean. This usually takes a minute or two, as you want to get it really smooth. That's looking just about right. Okay. I'm going to add now the second half of the potatoes. And I'm also going to add the green beans. I used fresh cut green beans. You could also use frozen green beans if you like. I would avoid using canned. They taste nasty. But yeah, if you've got some fresh cut green beans, that's fantastic. I'm going to add those now. Give that a quick stir. Then I'm going to add the potatoes back. This is the second half of our potatoes. Oops. Snagged the camera there. And it's starting to look really good. The very last thing I'll add is the beef. The cut up sausages. All right? Give that a nice stir. Once I get this down to a simmer, I'm going to let it simmer until these potatoes are soft and until these green beans are soft. And when you're done, well, you just have a good stew, really good stew. So here you have it. A nice bowl of hearty, thick, stew-like soup. Just the way you like it. Green beans, potatoes, sausage, and a broth that just kills. Yeah, like this.